Sports Blitz Live is on the air with full coverage of the Auburn Tigers,
Touchdown, Auburn!
the Alabama Crimson Tide,
Off to the inside, intercepted Alabama. Touchdown run.
and everything college and high school sports. Now, let's join Andy, Brett, Randy, and Luke for this edition of Sports Blitz Live.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday evening. Welcome into the latest edition of Sports Blitz Live. I am Andy Graham alongside Luke Robinson. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, and we'll be in there for another hour after that. We're going 2 tonight, Luke. Not just an hour, we're going 2 tonight. So be ready to be here till 9 o'clock, okay? You had me thinking we were going to get out of here early.
I was hoping.
Maybe I was dreaming.
You almost didn't have me, though. You know,
Yeah.
I left Sunday, drove to Pittsburgh, and drove back.
I knew
And,
you were just going to let me go with it.
I was trying. I mean, like, honestly, this is the truth. I was driving back last night, and I really wanted to stop earlier than I did. You know, I mean, I know this isn't sports related, but so I'd drive to Pittsburgh, deliver something, and on the way to Pittsburgh from Birmingham, you go right through Columbus where 3 of my children live. And my youngest son was like, hey, I'd rather go to Pittsburgh with you. I was like, I'm just in a work truck, you know, with a big fountain in the back and whatever. He's like, I don't care. And so he said, he got in the truck with me. We rode to Pittsburgh. And as soon as we got to Pittsburgh, I said, I got to go to bed because I got to be there first thing in the morning. So we went straight to bed. We got up. He helped me the next day. And then we left, and I dropped him off. He's like, that was awesome. I was like, yeah, it's awesome for you because you don't have another 10 and a half hours to go.
Quick trip to Pittsburgh and back.
Yeah, quick trip to Pittsburgh and back. It's lovely this time of year.
Yeah. Well, we welcome you into Sports Blitz Live tonight. Thank you so much for being with us. We will be with you until 9 o'clock, so stay with us throughout the program tonight. You can give us a call. Let us know what's on your mind, 256-234-6221, or you can dial us up on the Sports Blitz Facebook page at Sports with a Z and comment away. We'll get to as many of those. Obviously, SEC Media Day is going on this week. Hugh Freeze was on the podium today with the 3 Auburn players as well, Luke Dale, Elijah McAllister, and Cameron Stutz. Tomorrow, Nick Saban, bright and early, first up of the day.
We need it, though, man. It feels like this SEC Media Days has sort of been a
Well,
letdown.
look, I mean, 2 years ago, oh, by the way, Texas and Oklahoma are joining the SEC. It's kind of hard to follow.
It is. Oh, you know, nobody's been subpoenaed.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing it via Zoom. You know, but it just feels like now, unless I missed it, I'm sure I probably did. But I don't think people gave enough heck to Kirby Smart about all of the speeding stuff.
I didn't hear a single question.
And so, you know, I just feel like this one, even though
or
it's in
sexual assault.
Yeah, it's in Nashville. And Nashville's had, like, the NFL draft, the NHL draft recently. Didn't the Predators win the NHL Stanley Cup not too terribly long ago? I'm not a big Stanley Cup guy. But Nashville's sort of like the it city right now. And so you would feel like the SEC tournament was just there basketball-wise, and it's going to be there for a while. And you would think thered be something more. But it's like we haven't learned nothing. I know that's a double negative, but we've learned nothing about nothing. I mean, you get a question about Jarquez Hunter, I can't really comment on university policy. Okay, what can you tell us? We got some pretty good quarterbacks. Vandy's coach is up there, and, you know, you do get the feeling every time Vandy goes this thing, don't you feel like Sankey's, like, runs in the room before Clark Lee or whatever comes in. He's like, listen, y'all, Vandy's coming. Y'all be super nice to them. Act like they're just as important as the rest of us. And then Mississippi State's there with their coach, Will Arnett. And I was doing my podcast earlier, which is also on YouTube, with my buddy Jimmy Stein, and I put a picture of Will Arnett up, and I was like, he kind of looks like he'd be the head coach at a 3A or 2A school in Alabama. He doesn't look like the head coach. And Jimmy goes, wait a minute, that's like an old picture. I'm not sure that's him. I said, that's my point. None of us know what he looks like. I don't know anything about him.
I was thinking bouncer at Botchers or something.
I mean,
didn't really,
There's no pizzazz yet. I mean, I'm hoping Saban comes in and says something like lights a fire up under Jimbo Fisher, and Jimbo Fisher like rushes the SEC media days to say something back. You know, there's got to be something kind of fun happen.
Well, now, you know, obviously when Bobby Petrino was it was announced that he was going to be hired at Texas A&M, everybody immediately thought, well, there's no way these two guys can get along. And that was the narrative. And they basically, Texas A&M people and Jimbo Fisher sort of spent most of their time saying, no, it's going to work out fine. He is a great offensive mind. He's brought in for a reason. We're going to put our heads together. We're going to figure this out, yada, yada, yada. Now I am even more convinced it's never going to work out.
I mean, we would have bought it more if he had said, we've had some rough patches.
Yeah.
I think we would have bought that. But like we're getting along, like they're arm in arm sort of just no way. I mean, there's no chance. Now, I can't wait till the predictions come out. I mean, Georgia clearly, and probably clearly to win the league. And then, who knows, the East is kind of fun after that. And in the West, I'm beginning to get a sense. I think LSU is going to be predicted to win the West.
I think it's going to be closer than people think. I still think Alabama will go number one, but I think it's going to be when they put the little markers out there about percentage. I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think.
I think it's going to be. I think LSU is going to get the nod, which again, I'm fine with because it means nothing.
No,
and they never get it right.
It's usually a detriment.
Yeah. So I'm fine with it, and I mean anything to provide my team motivation, I'm happy about. But I think that's going to happen. I mean, I've been listening to Sirius XM. It was funny. Listen to Chris Doering. When you drive to Pittsburgh and back, you get to listen to a lot of stuff. And listen to Chris Doering. And Chris Doering had something interesting to say yesterday. He said, I think LSU is going to win the West. And he said the reason is I think Alabama's got an average wide receiver room and an average offensive line room. And so Jimmy and I talked about that, and I said, all right, so average. So you're saying average for the conference, right? So let's put the middle of the conference. Who's the middle of the conference? South Carolina, Kentucky. If Alabama called South Carolina and Kentucky and said, look, we think it's all 6 and 1/2 other, would y'all swap offensive line and and wide receivers with us? How fast would they do it?
Quickly.
Okay, my point is that people say things like that, and what they really mean is the offensive line and wide receiver room at Alabama is average relative to what Alabama normally has. Now that I can buy, that makes sense. But I would say 131, 32 NCAA teams, I'd be willing to bet 131 of the 132 would probably trade rooms with Alabama in terms of offensive line and wide receiver room right now. That doesn't mean Alabama's wide receivers are going to be Ruggs, Judy, Devontae Smith, and all that. I'm just saying that when I hear it, that's how you know it's really in the middle of talking season.
Yeah.
Like everybody's using all these hyperbolic terms, and they're saying this as average and that's average when you're like, J.C. Latham's on the offensive line, and he's projected to go like number 5 in the NFL draft. That doesn't sound average.
No, that's not. But I think collectively as a whole. And again, I think you're right. It just goes back to Alabama. This is when Rocky cuts Ivan Drago.
Yeah.
Everybody sees Alabama now. They don't see them as unbeatable anymore. They don't see them. They just have this vision of them as, they're beatable. They're better. Yeah, we all say, yeah, okay, they got a great coach. Yeah, they got great talent on paper. This all across the board. They got 5 stars that are backups. We get that, but it just doesn't have that aura. And until they go undefeated, win the national title, if they were to do that this year, obviously that would come back. But I think it's a mindset as much as it is anything.
It is, and it's funny because Feinbaum actually said the other day on an ESPN show that if Nick Saban doesn't make the playoffs this year, it will be a dent in his legacy.
No way. And I turned on SEC Network, and the headline was, if Alabama doesn't win the national title, is Nick Saban coaching for his legacy this year?
Yeah.
And I thought, that kind of is the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen.
Well, and it just goes to show, LeBron James and Michael Jordan and, Tom Brady, they've all had to put up with it too. It's just, he's washed up, he's too old, and he's like, you get to a point where it's like, unless I win it all, people think I'm losing my touch.
Now, if Alabama goes 9-3, or even really 10-2, I mean, could you say, yeah, I think they're on a bit of a downward trajectory? I think you could say that.
And again, I'm fine with that as long as you throw in the downward trajectory is based on Alabama standards, not national standards.
Well, of course.
Because Alabama lost 2 games last year, both on the last play of the game.
Everybody, it's based on everybody's normal trajectory. Yeah. I mean, to say that Auburn had a downward season, they'd have to go 3-9. So, I mean, that you would say that was down from where they are right now. But I just think judging from the past, and everybody likes to go back and look at that, and that's what we do judge, it by wins and losses and things. So you look at the last 2 years, you look at what Alabama, and again, 9-3 I think would be more. 10-2.
9-3 would be scary to me. Look, I have no problem saying that. We hadn't gone one fewer than 10 games since 2007. So
exactly.
Yeah, 9-3 scares me too. But I find it comical because when you say things like average regarding Alabama, I keep wanting to go, God, I mean, look, can you at least give him enough credit to say average by Alabama standards? Just throw that part in there. I mean, it seems like such a hot take.
Maybe he believes that wide receivers really are average. I don't know.
And, again, if he does, I feel like he's probably not doing his job very well.
Well, I would bet Ohio State wouldn't trade wide receivers with him.
Okay.
I would bet there are some other places out there.
Georgia wouldn't. Ohio State wouldn't. Michigan may not trade offensive line. And tell me where else?
I mean, it's hard to judge offensive lines. I don't know. Somebody out there would probably – some of these teams I'm sure would say, no, I like my guys. I wouldn't trade. But whether they should trade or not may be a different argument. I think
I like it. I like my stance enough saying using the term average was way over the top.
Well, that's kind of the point, right?
But I think that's what I think that's what everybody's doing. All the hot take, and maybe that's what makes this sort of. Maybe I wouldn't even notice it if there had been anything else happening at SEC Media Days. That like now we're grasping for something to pull out of there to say this is the thing we can all sink our teeth into.
Yeah. Well, yeah, everybody's kind of being very polite. It really is.
Let's
just see what happens.
Hugh Freeze was like uber complimentary to Kirby Smart and Nick Saban today.
I don't think you're going to ever hear Freeze say anything bad about anybody.
He's just sort of a. I mean, but what I'm saying is there's no. The rivalry sort of got.
At least you had with Gus Malzahn, you had him and Brett Bielema. You knew hated each other.
So, and they were polar opposites. I mean, one's kind of small and skinny. One's a ginormous human being.
Yeah.
One believes in running the ball like, one way. I guess Gus Malzahn was sort of a runner too, but it was a different kind. I mean, it was funky.
Captain Fast Pace.
I miss those things.
Captain Fast Pace versus Dr. Dolchin.
Dr.
All right, we got to take a break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of Sports Blitz Live right after these messages.
Forbes Auto Sales, located on Highway 280 in Kellyton, is all about selection and service. Selection of clean, sharp used cars, trucks, and SUVs selected by Robert Forbes himself. Service. Forbes Auto Sales is all about servicing vehicles on the lot, but also servicing your personal vehicle. Keep this in mind. If you don't see what you're looking for on the lot, just tell old Robert to go shopping for you. That's what he does. Personal service, and that's what it's all about at Forbes Auto Sales in Kellyton.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right Whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer, with everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision-making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.
I'm Karen Chanel, your State Farm agent in Alexander City, Alabama, and the greater Lake Martin area. I want to talk to you a little bit today about your discounts. How many of you are entitled to discounts that you may or may not be receiving? One of the easiest discounts on your homeowner's insurance is that of having a fire extinguisher. Coupled with a deadbolt lock and a smoke alarm, that gives you an automatic discount on your homeowner's policy.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you, just getting started on tonight's show. Thank you again so much for all of you out there being with us. Brought to you each and every Tuesday evening by Sunshine Heating and Air. For all your heating and cooling needs, give Kevin Kill a call. They can help you out with any of your problems, put you in a new unit, whatever it might be. 256-825-4849.
Brett said Zach Arnett. Didn't we say Zach Arnett?
Did we not?
Did we say something different?
But
again, if we did, that would just bolster what my point was.
I thought like, you said Zach Arnett, but
it feels like even like pretty. I mean, maybe not diehard SEC fans, but like moderate SEC. If you said who's the head coach at Mississippi State,
yeah,
it's going to take them a second if they get it.
Yeah, well, I mean, half of them would probably say Mike Leach.
Yeah,
And
I mean, so that's why, I mean, my buddy Jimmy Stein again said this, and the more I thought about it, the more I think he's right. Mississippi State's the hardest job in the country. I mean, your rival is Ole Miss, and they have more football.
Hardest job to do what? To stay, to keep the job? To win? I mean,
yeah,
Dan Mullen had it
I guess
for
you
10
do need
years.
to qualify that too, right? Probably hardest job to actually have success.
What's success for Mississippi State?
Win the conference.
That's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen.
Well, yeah, that's never going to happen.
They made it to number one, and I think that team ended up losing 4 games, didn't they?
I think they were 10-4. It seemed like, or either.
I mean it's
or 10. They may have won 10-3. Maybe they got 10-3.
And again, that goes back.
And I think that's with the bowl win.
It's a tough gig, but because you have some expectations, right? I mean, that's why you can go, well, it's tougher. Is it tougher than Vanderbilt? And maybe it's not. Maybe success-wise, it's not as tough as Vanderbilt. But at Vanderbilt, there's no expectations. And in fact, Clark Lee sounds like the perfect fit for Vanderbilt. He's a smart. I mean, sort of a wordsmith. I mean, you listen to him and you're like, that dude should be coaching Vanderbilt. He is coaching Vanderbilt. Good on him. And it's like it's a perfect fit because he's not going to do anything. He's not going to be like James Franklin and take them to 9-4, but they have some really questionable characters on the team. No, they're going to always be 4-8, 5-7, and have super dudes on the team. Now, and Vandy's probably going to be cool with that because they have no expectations. But at Mississippi State, you know, you have some expectations, even if they're unfounded.
Been to the conference title game once or twice?
Once in 97.
98.
No, not 97, 98. Yeah.
Lost to a great national title Tennessee team.
Do you remember the wide receiver Eric Moulds they had on that team?
I do.
He was awesome.
That
was Jackie Sherrill.
They brought up Jolie Dunn today. Zach Arnett did.
Did he really?
Yes, he did. I think he talked about, you know, that kind of defense is kind of where he learned because the guy, maybe Rocky Long was at State under Jolie Dunn, and he kind of learned from him at San Diego State or something. I mean, the dude in that year, in 1997, 1998, 1999, and 2000, Mississippi State was nasty.
Oh, they got – well, now they also –
They were not – they were cheating their eyes out, but again, like we like to say,
they had some,
most everybody else was.
Yeah, they got still, after your
They
butt.
were nasty.
And Jolie Dunn –
beat Auburn 4 years in a row.
I think Jolie Dunn, he coached at Arkansas, Mississippi State, Mississippi. And it's like Jolie Dunn was always on the sidelines. Like,
no socks.
What should I do next? Blitz!
Oh, yeah, how about blitz?
I'm not sure what formation. Blitz! He was just blitz until you can't blitz no more.
No play sheet, no headphones, no socks.
Coach, are we in the zone? We are in the zone if the zone is blitz.
He was a character.
And no socks. I mean, can you imagine the funkified shoe that man had?
Whew. Yeah,
his closet must have smelled like death.
But again,
it's like
a
wet
4-year
dog
period where Mississippi State was good enough to win the West, and in fact was one game away from winning the West at least twice. And I think two of those were 1997 and 2000, and they lost the game at St. Auburn there. So I mean, you know, now granted times have changed a good bit since the year 2000. So
we've added four, just about to add 14.
So are we saying, and I'm okay with it, Mississippi State is never going to win the SEC title?
Okay.
Has no chance to win the SEC title.
I'm saying yes, and now there'll be somebody screaming at my TV saying, or their TV, it'd be weird if it were my TV, screaming at their TV saying, yeah, but if you had seen Auburn 12 years ago in basketball, you never would have thought they could win the SEC basketball or go to the Final Four. True. However, I would also argue it is much easier to win in basketball than you can turn something around in basketball.
And much easier to win at Auburn.
I would also say now, you know,
why?
Yeah. Oh, I would say yes, definitely easier to win at Auburn basketball versus Mississippi State football. No doubt. Zero doubt.
Well, I would go as far as to say football as well.
Of course it is easier to win easier at Auburn than Mississippi. But I'm saying I was comparing, like, it's sort of a no comparison on football to football, but basketball to football, you could almost make the argument, yeah, they're maybe on the same kind of trajectory, but the way, you know, Bruce Pearl has taken a nothing and made it into something, and Mississippi State's had opportunities to have people turning into something, but they just can't do it. You're missing something. Like, and then somebody will say, well, what about TCU? You know, X amount of years ago, they were losing every game and doing this. TCU plays in a much easier conference. You saw what happens to TCU when they go against Georgia. They get obliterated.
Yeah.
So, in fact, the team that beat TCU in Kansas State was obliterated by the fourth place team in the SEC in Alabama. I mean, my point is the SEC is just different in the path you have to take. I will go out on a limb and say I don't think Mississippi State will win the SEC in football as long as I'm around. I mean, I assume they're going to be around a certain amount of years.
Things will have to change drastically.
And imagine, though, you are Mississippi State, you are South Carolina, Arkansas, Ole Miss, whatever, and like, well, let's take out South Carolina, Arkansas. Let's imagine you're Mississippi State, Ole Miss. You got a 10-team league. It's hard enough for you to win it as it is. Like, you're not winning it as it is. Then we add 2 more in Arkansas and South Carolina. You're like, okay, you adding 2, but we can hang with them, and they have. Then we add A&M, who's got more money than everybody.
Of course, Arkansas has been in the title game twice.
Yeah, I know.
Or at least.
A&M's got more money than everybody. And we add Missouri, which their superpower is nobody can find where they are, so everybody shows up late, I guess. And then now we add Texas and Oklahoma. I mean, Mississippi State's been bumped down the rung, and you're like, hey, we were here first.
Yeah.
It'd be sort of a.
They're going to have to back into a brilliant coach that falls in love with the place and can figure out. I mean, I'm talking a Kirby Smart, Nick Saban type of coach, a young coach like that. Now, and maybe Zach Arnett's that guy. I don't know. Zach Arnett.
Randy did have a good. He said it smelled like my brother's old Mustang, his Ford Mustang back when he was in high school. It really did. It smelled like wet dog food. Like my dog now, I have a Morky Poo. I mean, I love her, but
I don't even know what that is.
It means the mama was monogamous is all it means. And she's like an amalgam of all these different dogs that had like a really fun Thursday. And so she's allergic to everything. I think she's allergic to grass. She wears sweaters. She has to wear diapers. It's a problem, okay?
Only you.
I know. Tell me about it. But, like, so the doctor said, hey, she can't eat regular dog food anymore. You got to have, like, this special kind of dog food. So, of course, my wife gets the dog food. And my wife's doesn't have a great sense of smell or something. But, like, the first time she popped open that can, I mean, I was sitting on the couch, and it just sort of, I said, I got to get out of here. I said, we're going to have to start feeding her outside. Not outside, like, right by the door either. It's got to be, like, outside, like in a neighbor's house. And then Zeta, the dog's name, she goes and eats it, and she comes in, and she loves to, like, because she's an incredibly, like, submissive, small. She's like, I'm small. You can step on me and kill me any minute, so I better kiss your butt at all times.
My mother was submissive.
Yeah. And so she always likes to come and, like, curl up next to me, and she always burps after dinner. And it's the only thing that smells worse than the food to begin with. But anyway, that's what Jolie's done shoes must have smelled like.
And apparently Randy's brother's car.
No, not Randy's brother's, my brother's.
Oh, your brother's car. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I bet you Craig's wasn't super smelling either.
Okay, yeah.
But Austin's Mustang.
It was like BBO.
It was like, it was like in Seinfeld where they were like, this BO has a.
This is beyond BO.
This is beyond BO.
This is BBO. We got to take a break. And on that note, we'll kind of fumigate the place. So we'll be back with more right after this.
Are you in the mood to hit the road and travel in style? Then head on over to Opelika RV. You'll receive huge savings on travel trailers, lightweight campers, and fifth wheels by KZ, Sanibel, and StarCraft. Not only will you get the best prices around at Opelika RV, they also have a parts and service center to ensure you're always ready to enjoy a no-hassle road trip. Visit Opelika RV today for superior service and prices. Opelika RV located at 6752 Highway 280 East in Opelika, or give them a call at 334-742-9160.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
You want the best opportunity to be successful in life. You deserve that opportunity. Well, you just happens to be in our motto. Central to you, central to your success. Your future is right now. Don't wait. Make your dreams a reality by enrolling at Central Alabama Community College. Register today at cacc.edu.
Looking for an attorney you can trust for your real estate closings? Wisdom Law Firm at Lake Martin has you covered. Your real estate transactions are fast, convenient, and professional every step of the way. Wisdom Law is certified and licensed by the American Land and Title Association and approved by all local lenders. Visit Wisdom Law Firm at 6366 Highway 49 in Dadeville or at their Auburn location at 2353 Bent Creek Road. No communication concerning a lawyer's legal services shall be published or broadcast unless it contains the following language, which shall be clearly legible or audible as the case may be. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center provides optimum care for the whole person. Dr. Dimo Popov specializes in the prevention and diagnosis of high blood pressure, kidney disease, diabetes, and acute and chronic conditions. Our weight loss clinic offers lipo shots and a guide to healthy weight loss. Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center, where lifestyle changes are made.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen-printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. About 30 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. All right, Luke, how about a little true or false?
Okay, I do think we do true or false, but you and I were just talking off air about a preview, and I think that's what we do differently this year. Like, we take the whole back hour or the whole front hour, probably the back hour, and do it on that one particular team. Like, if it's Arkansas, we talk about Arkansas. We talk about our favorite Arkansas memories from various games, just things we can remember about Arkansas.
Yeah, I'm for it. I'm not sure we have enough time to do that for every team.
Well,
maybe we just. I mean, maybe
we've already done two of them, Kentucky and A&M.
That's true.
And we're not going to do Vanderbilt. We just decided that.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, okay. That might. So
I
what?
think we can do it.
We got what? Maybe 6, 7 weeks till the season starts.
Oh, we don't have
7
enough
or
time.
8.
All right, so we got to do 2 30-minute segments on most everybody except Vanderbilt and Kentucky and A&M.
We do. How about that? That'll do a quick show.
Yeah.
We'll do 1 hour on one and 1 hour on the other.
We got to have Bob Kessling.
Oh yeah,
because he's got to be more upbeat than he's been in the past.
I would think. As good as they performed last year.
Is he the saddest guest we've ever had? That's awesome. I mean, we've had some sadder guests, I think. Like
I don't know
the guy, professional guest.
I don't know. I think the guy that was from Arkansas when they hadn't won a game in 2 years, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't. I mean, it ain't like we got a whole lot going on. It ain't like recruiting's going well." But yeah, Bob's got a very dignified sadness. At least he did there for several years. But it was
he's so dignified, like he's just an accent away from being British, right?
I would agree. I think I can see that actually. Yeah. All right, Luke. True or false? We talked about it earlier. You actually mentioned it. LSU's keyword should be the favorite to win the West.
I don't think they should. I mean, I think if you look at the two rosters, I think Alabama's roster is better, and I think Alabama's coach is better. I think LSU won last year. That'll put them over the top. If you say should, like, do I think LSU's the better team? The answer is false. If you think should, as in, do you think most of the sports writers will get caught up in the wave and pro LSU sentiment? I think they will, because LSU also has Jaden Daniels coming back, and I think the quarterback will put some people over the top.
That offense got better and better and better as the year went along. And they were really, really cooking.
And, I mean, you could make the argument they have the best offensive player and the best defensive player in the conference, Harold Perkins and Jaden Daniels.
Yep. That may be true. So you say false.
I'm going to say false if you it depends on what should is. So, but yeah, I'm going to say false.
All right. No asterisks in this game.
Okay.
Okay. True or false, Hugh Freeze has improved the Auburn roster enough that Auburn should be competitive in every game.
True with an asterisk. If I look at the schedule as a whole, I think Auburn's going to get blown out a couple of times. Because, number one, I think that's just how first-year guys, it just happens. Like, you're going to do that. You're going to get Louisiana Monroe's going to upset you or something. And I use that 07 Alabama team. Something like that's going to happen. But at the same time, if you take every game individually, I would say Auburn should be competitive in all of them, even including Georgia and Alabama. But I think Georgia and Alabama win those games. I also think, they could be competitive at LSU, but I think LSU will win that game. I think it wouldn't shock me, though, if LSU won by 21 either. So, yeah, I think, yes, the roster's enough to be competitive all over the place. The problem is you got to look at the season as a whole. And do I think Auburn has enough depth to, be competitive every game? I don't think so.
That's fair, I think. I think the roster, you look back last year, you got blown out Penn State, got blown out by Georgia, got blown out by Alabama. So outside of that, I think most of them they were all
I can't remember.
Pretty close. It seemed like Arkansas maybe was a 14 to 20 point game.
I think Arkansas kind of put it away late, though.
Yeah. But still, you look back in the last couple of years, they've been some lopsided victories and losses. All right, finally, true or false, Tennessee got off easy with penalties from the NCAA.
I've been saying false. I thought it made sense, like the amount of money they were fined, because that's money they apparently got from the bowls and whatever. But the sentiment seems to be Tennessee got off pretty easy. Now, again,
6-year show cause for Jeremy Pruitt in particular is not.
That's hard on him. So,
Tennessee
again,
in general.
I'm going to say this for the 1000th time. I don't take scholarships away from anybody anymore. All you're doing is depriving kids of an opportunity. That's how you need to look at this. It's not, yes, you're hurting them from a competitive standpoint, but you're also hurting kids who have an opportunity to go to college. Don't do that. It's usually kids who don't have the means to go to college any other way. So don't do that. Don't take away bowl games, because usually your slowness in the investigation means that if you take away a bowl game or a bowl game opportunity, then you are depriving kids and coaching staffs who had nothing to do with what you're punishing the school for.
Well, it's natural human emotion to say, well, they punished us, and we were not the ones that committed the infractions, but we got punished, so you should get punished.
Agreed.
Now, again, but somebody's got to be first.
Well, but we also used to use the guillotine. We don't. We don't do that anymore because we have determined that it's inhumane.
Be cheaper.
It would be a lot cheaper. I'm sort of for bringing it back.
I'm not sure it is inhumane.
But I mean,
to electrocute. Would you rather be electrocuted?
I know. Look, I know that's a whole nother debate. But I'm saying there are a lot of things we used to do that we don't do.
Yeah,
and I think that I'm okay with saying, even as an Alabama fan, we've had it stuck to us a couple times. I go, hey, cool. Don't take any scholarships away from Tennessee. Fine them out the yin-yang. Fine them $25 million. Now, if you do that, you will get their attention. Everybody keeps saying $8 million is not enough to get anybody's attention. I don't care. I heard the Texas A&M guy last week say 70-some-odd million is front pocket money. Number one, that's BS. 70-something million ain't front pocket money for anybody. And that's why people who have $72 million for front pocket money
I think he technically meant 25 apiece.
Okay.
So 25 being front pocket money.
Fine. But 25, if you were to hit Tennessee with a $25 million fine for this, I promise you, that would raise eyebrows. So, and I think that's, or 20 million or 30 million, whatever. I'm fine with that. I have come around to no more scholarships for anybody, even though my team has dealt with it in the past. Auburn's dealt with it in the past. No more TV bans, no more bowl bans. It is strictly financial now. And if you do that, I promise you, if you do it enough, if you do it for enough money, I promise you people will stop doing whatever it is you want them to do.
It's a new era of college football. This is the new era of punishment for the NCAA. And again, somebody had to be first. Everybody can criticize it, but moving forward, now you got a standard, and we'll see if they stick to it. Got to take another break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Hey, honey, it's Mom. Just wanted to call and check in, see how everything's going. You'll probably say not to worry. Everything is great. But we miss you. I'll call you back later. How are you? Tell me everything.
Everything's great. I love it here.
This is Joseph Dean with Alabama Funeral Homes. As many of you are aware, we had a fire that significantly damaged our facilities. We were in the process of getting those rebuilt. We apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused the families that we serve. I want you to know that we are capable of handling all of your needs at Frederick Dean Funeral Home of Opelika, which will be servicing Alabama Funeral Homes families. We can be reached at our same number, 256-896-4502, or by email at joseph@alabamafuneralhomes.com.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense. Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The 40th Annual World Deer Expo presented by Prodigy Health Plus, July 21st through 23rd, BJCC, the world's largest hunting show. Discounted tickets at worlddeerexpo.com.
Looking to sell your car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than King Honda. As a local family-owned business, we're committed to providing you with the best service and value. Nobody pays you more for your vehicle than King Honda.
You've trusted us for generations. You can trust King Honda to give you top dollar for your vehicle, whether you buy from us or not. Trust in our time-tested tradition of excellence at King Honda.
Visit King Honda today and get top dollar for your vehicle. Located on the corner of Opelika Highway and 280.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Live program. Give us a call, 256-234-6221, if something's on your mind, or if you'd like to comment on any of the things that we've talked about so far. Just a couple of more segments left in the first hour of tonight's program. What's the chances, Luke?
Okay.
Kirby Smart will pass Nick Saban in the number of career national titles as a head coach.
10%.
10%. You going that low?
He's
got 2, right?
It's
he's
tough.
He's got to get to 7, 6.
Got to get to 7.
Six
got to
or
get to
7.
7. It's tough. Yeah. I mean, if he's going to pass him, he's got to get to 8.
Okay.
And that assumes Saban doesn't win anymore.
That's true.
So, yeah, it's really, really hard to win the national championship. Now, Georgia's made it look easy last 2 years.
Odds-on favorite to win it again this year.
I'm totally down with it, understand. But you will see things, as the AJC is trying to bring some things to light from Georgia. I mean, things start to unravel a little bit, and it's your job as the head coach to try and, nip those things in the bud. And it's going to be tough. I mean, it's just I always liken it to in the first Raiders Lost Ark when Indiana Jones is thrown over the hood of the car while it's moving, and he's able to hang on and whip underneath an axle and then climb up the back, and then he throws the other guy. And the other guy's trying to do exactly what Indiana did, and he can't, because he's not Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And
he gets run over.
He gets run over.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Kirby's going to fall apart. I'm just saying if Kirby wins 5 national championships, that's pretty deadgum good.
Yes, it is.
It ain't 8, though.
No, it's not.
So he wouldn't win more.
But he's a young feller. And, again, let's say he wins it this year, and you get to 3, and you look at that Georgia team, and you think, well, something's going to have to slow them down, which is the exact same thing everybody said in 2009.
That's right.
Or 2010, and looking at it and said, well, sooner or later something will trip Alabama up, and they'll come back down to earth. And it hadn't happened yet.
It will.
So,
but just like it will.
Oh, yeah. It's a finite thing. So, but, yeah, I might give him a little – I might go as high as 20%. Like you say,
it's very difficult
really
to win the
difficult
national
to do.
championship. That's all I'm
What's the chances? I think I know the answer. What's the chances Clark Lee has multiple winning seasons at Vanderbilt?
0.
Now, James Franklin did this.
James Franklin also brought in questionable characters. There was a lot of
they're building
and
some big time facilities at Vanderbilt. For the first time, they're actually investing into the football program.
And as long as they're investing into seats for the visitors, this is a good investment.
They've got, the people that come out of Vanderbilt, lawyers, medical personnel.
Here's what I'm going to do.
They have so much money they could probably donate back. Now, they're not oil barons, but
no, A&M has a lot of money. How many SEC West titles do they have?
I'm going to go with 0.
0. Now I'm going to just pull up Vanderbilt's schedule for this year. Okay.
Okay.
Just humor me here.
Hawaii they open
if I can
with
find it
at home, I believe, in an early matchup, maybe like August.
All right, here's their 2023 schedule. Hawaii. Now keep in mind this is a Vandy. This is a Vandy. Okay, let's call it a win. Sure, call it a win.
They creamed them last
Alabama
year.
Alabama A&M.
Win.
At Wake. Sam Hartman-less Wake.
50-50.
50-50. Giving them a win.
Okay, win. We're 3-0.
At UNLV, at Vegas.
Win. We're 4-0.
4-0, there you are. Kentucky.
They beat them last year.
They sure did.
Where is it?
Does it matter?
Humor me.
At Nashville. Missouri at home. No, wait a minute. I gave you 150-50 already.
I'm going to say 5-1 because there's no way.
All right, let's say 5-1. At Florida.
That's a loss.
Georgia.
Clearly.
At Ole Miss.
That's a loss.
Auburn at home.
Loss.
At South Carolina.
More than likely a loss.
At Tennessee.
Yeah, they're not going to win that one.
Okay.
So 5-7.
There's 5-7 now.
Possibly they could get to 6-6. I'm going to say possibly.
Now, that's
and with a bowl win, they could get to 7-6.
But at 5, well, I guess at 5 you can. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in Vanderbilt schedule 2024 because I know some of y'all are flabbergasted, but I don't know it off the top of my head. Now, Virginia Tech.
Don't know what Virginia Tech's going to have.
Does it, again.
Neutral site?
I don't care if they play in Memorial Gymnasium.
Who knows what? I don't. It's not like.
Well, then who knows about Norfolk State? That's their next opponent.
Didn't they fire the coach just a year or two ago?
Norfolk State, SMU, at Georgia State.
SMU?
Yeah. You think they're going to beat SMU?
I'm 4-0, man.
Okay. At Georgia State, the same Georgia State team that almost beat Auburn.
When?
The same Georgia State team that did beat Tennessee.
Yeah, years ago.
At Auburn, at Kentucky, at LSU, at Missouri, Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas. Yeah, that sounds like a winning record to me.
That SEC slate's going to be.
That's why I'm saying How on earth?
Look, you can't look at it that way.
Well,
You
tell
gotta
me how to look at it.
Well, you got to say, if you're Vanderbilt, we got to find a way to beat Kentucky. We got to find a way to beat Mississippi State when we play them. We got to find a way to beat South Carolina, maybe even Texas A&M with the way they're trending right now. And Auburn, you got to find a way to beat Auburn this year. And look, you don't worry about the Tennessees, although they have beaten them in the recent past. Don't worry about Tennessee and Georgia and Alabama. That's out of your league. Just concentrate on those and try to get to 6-6.
Let me put this in another way. I'm going to just look up really quickly Vanderbilt football, just winning records they've had. How long has it been since they've had a winning record?
I'd say 2007-ish.
It has to have been at least that long. Now, I'm doing it via Wikipedia, which is no telling what. Oh, here we go. I do have it. Woo. Oh, no, they don't. Well, that's all right.
We'll look that up during the break because we got to take a break from.
Okay.
But look, you say 0%. Not even a 1% chance.
Not even a 1%.
Okay.
0.0
with more of Sports Blitz Live right after this.
It's truck season at AHSAA Automotive. New Honda Ridgelines, $349 a month. Ford Rangers, $357 a month. Nissan Frontiers, $379 a month. And Chevrolet Silverados, $399 a month. At AHSAA Automotive. Plus, you get a lifetime warranty, no charge, engine, powertrain, and more. It's truck season at AHSAA Honda, Tony Serra Ford, Serra Nissan, and Serra Chevrolet.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau tri-tunes, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com. You don't have to ask who, what, or why. Who's Diner is the go-to place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Conveniently located at the corner of Highway 22 and 280 in Alex City. Who's Diner offers the best meals and the best deals in town. Try our fresh, made-from-scratch pancakes, chicken salad, Philly cheesesteak, or the Who Burger. It doesn't get any better than who? Who's Diner, of course, on the corner of Highway 22 and 280. Who's hungry? The same professionals you've trusted with your urgent care is now your primary health provider. Main Street Family Care. We provide annual physical exams as well as monitoring health conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes, asthma, and more. All major insurances accepted. Medicaid, Medicare, and have self-pay options to accommodate everyone. See us in Alex City, just across from Walmart. Your care is our primary concern.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Coastal Construction Design is the area's storm specialist experts and offers free roof inspections absolutely free to assess your needs. Their roofing experts get your home or commercial needs handled from start to finish. They have worked with all major insurance sources for decades, and they are permitted and approved for Lake Martin. Coastal Construction Design also handles exterior restoration, including siding and gutters. They are also a GAF certified contractor. Visit coastalconstruction.pro or call 251-215-3429. Coastal Construction Design. All things roofing from start to end.
Let Riverbank and Trust open doors for you. Whether you're purchasing land, a lot by the lake, or building or buying a home, begin with Tallapoosa County's loan experts. They'll guide you through the entire process, providing local decision-making, prompt responses, and the best real estate loan solutions for your unique needs. And in most cases, Riverbank and Trust can close your loan in 30 days or less, and they'll walk by your side every step of the way. It's all just part of the Riverbank and Trust difference. We invite you to experience it for yourself.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. And we have been in some investigation.
We have.
Vanderbilt. The question was, what's the chance Clark Lee has multiple winning seasons. What's the chance Clark Lee has one winning season at Vanderbilt?
1%. Now, let me just back up my reasoning here. Last year, Vandy was 5-7. Year before that, 2-10, then 0-9, 3-9, 6-7, 5-7, 6-7, 4-8, 3-9, and then we go to I guess this was James Franklin, 9-4 in 2013.
13.
But the problem was they had a bunch of dudes that some Vanderbilt folks didn't like, and so since then, they have not peed a drop.
They've struggled. It's been a.
God, I forgot James Franklin was at Vanderbilt in 2013.
That was 10 years ago.
Yeah. Time flies, bro.
All right. What's the chances Will Rogers sets the all-time completions record in college football this year? He needs 387 completions.
How many did he have last year?
I do not know, but it's a different. It's not no longer an air raid offense.
Yeah.
But 380 is not outlandish.
It's not crazy. I'm going to say he does it. I'm going to say what's the chances? 60%.
60%.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go with that. That's fine with me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. More likely to happen. More likely to happen. Bobby Petrino is one and done in College Station, or Texas A&M wins 8 games, which is more likely to happen.
A&M wins 8 games.
Think so?
Yeah. Although I think both of them are pretty likely.
Petrino has never lasted more than 2 years.
I think both of them are pretty likely, but A&M, if they put it together, they've got talent. If somehow they can...
Did you watch the Auburn game?
I know. If they can mix this pot together just enough to, just don't lose to Appalachian State.
That'll help.
I think they can go to Miami and win. That's where they go to Miami. They played in one of the ugliest games all year.
Yeah.
Last year. I think they can go to Miami and win.
Okay.
I'm not saying they're gonna.
Good guy. I had a good conversation with a buddy of mine. He brought up a great point. He said if by chance that A&M were to rise up and do really well, maybe win 10 games. He said Jumbo Fisher better grow eyes in the back of his head. Because Bobby Petrino, one way or the other, he will stab him in the back. Either he will try to get he'll stab him in the front.
Look out behind you.
Because Petrino will get most of the
he'll get all the credit.
So, either way, he'll probably go somewhere else and get a head coach job, or they'll fire Jimbo and he'll take his job.
Isn't it kind of amazing that, Petrino hadn't been able to change? Everywhere he goes, it's the same thing. He's been – people have just – he's been vilified.
He's kind of a villain.
And yet you would think it'd be very easy if it goes, all right, here's my deal. I don't need to sleep with anybody else's wife especially that's on campus. I don't need to take credit for things I didn't do, or I don't need to talk bad secretly about my boss or anything like that. I just need to, if I just focus on play calling, which he's pretty good.
Do it.
That's my point. Is it's out there, the playbook for him being accepted back as a coach, because we will forgive anything if you can win.
Sure.
We will forgive it all. And all you have to do is not be a god-awful human being sometimes. Just sometimes.
He just cannot
He can't do it.
That's who he is. So.
It's the scorpion and the frog,
Yeah, there you go. He's the scorpion for sure. All right, brighter future as a coach. Brighter future. Josh Heupel or Shane Beamer?
I think the easy answer is Josh Heupel. But I'm going to tell you something.
Did pretty well the first 2 years at Central Florida, and then
Shane Beamer's he's doing some. He's fun. He's just a fun dude, and I think he's perfect for South Carolina. They don't have a ton of expectation for him. And he's. They blew out Clemson. They blew out Tennessee. They lost their bowl game, right? They lost Notre Dame. I always forget because that game had so many bad turnovers that like I forget who even.
I don't even remember.
I think they lost Notre Dame, but they're kind of fun. I mean, South Carolina's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll go Heupel, but it's closer than you think.
You putting another asterisk on it?
Put an asterisk on it.
Okay. All right, less likely to win 10 games.
Okay.
In 2023.
Okay.
Less likely.
I got it.
Ole Miss or Tennessee?
Oh, Ole Miss.
Less likely.
Yeah, because first of all, well, Tennessee does too. Both have to play Alabama and Georgia. Tennessee's got A&M coming in.
Yeah.
Ooh, this may be tougher than I thought. But Ole Miss, they play. I know they play Georgia Tech, and they've got one other.
Play Tulane.
On the road. That's not awful. That's not awful.
No.
And Tennessee's non-conference is like Virginia and then a bunch of soup cans. So I'm going to stick with Ole Miss.
Okay.
Because I mean, do you really feel like Lane is ever going to get over that hump?
I don't know what. Not a huge admirer of Jackson Dart. I think he's fine. I think
but they got Walker Howard too, who's really good. They got somebody else that transferred in. I can't even remember.
But he's trying to live off the transfer portal, and I don't know if that's ever going to be truly a successful path.
One thing that just bugs the crap out of me, they got Centurion Perkins from Ole Miss, and I thought Alabama was going to get him, and I saw him at the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game.
They got him from Ole Miss.
Well, he's from Mississippi.
Oh.
And he committed to Ole Miss pretty early, and then it felt like he's going to decommit, but I think it became sort of an NIL thing. I don't know. But I saw him play at the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game. That guy, holy
What position?
He'll be sort of a Will Anderson type. And, I mean, you can put him anywhere. I don't care what he plays. He's this year's Harold Perkins.
Okay.
He is a beast. Boy, I would have loved to have had him in this class. But he ended up sticking with Ole Miss, and I mean, like that's their one guy they got. But he is a super player.
All right. It's going to wrap up the first hour of tonight's program, but never fear, we'll be back with hour number 2 of Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Make your way to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Check out the powerful new Chevrolet Silverado 4-wheel drive crew cab. Discounted up to $12,250 off. Chevy Equinox up to $5,250 off. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com. Plus, no payments for 120 days at Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Over 250 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way to Glenn Smith and Opelika. Get ready to smile.
The Alabama Slammer. It's a popular drink at parties, but drink too many and you'll wind up in this Alabama Slammer. And if you drink and drive, get ready for a real Alabama Slammer. If you're involved in a crash where a driver's been drinking, you're 4 times more likely to die.
Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full-service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
Hi, this is Jimmy Gorey at Gorey's Furniture. Come join us for the madness of March. Come join us here at Gorey's Furniture. Make a purchase, shoot from the line, 5, 10 to 15. That's % discount off your total ticket. So come join us. Let's have fun. Everyone's a winner. Everyone will save. Come join us for the madness of March, and that's only at Gorey's Furniture.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live, hour number 2. Andy Graham and Luke Robinson here with you until 9 o'clock this evening. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. 256-234-6221 is our number here, or you can dial us up on the Sports Blitz Facebook page and talk about Luke's brother's car if you'd like. Luke, we talked a lot about in the first hour. Some true false, some what's the chances, a lot about SEC Media Days. Tomorrow it will be Alabama kicking things off with Nick Saban. 10:30 Arkansas and Sam Pittman. 1 o'clock Florida and Billy Napier. 2:25 it'll be Kentucky and Mark Stoops. Who's under the most pressure this year from the SEC, do you think?
Oh, Billy Napier.
I was going to say, is he really?
I think that Florida's just looking around and going, okay, Georgia's won 2 in a row. Alabama's still Alabama. Tennessee made some strides. LSU's doing well. Even South Carolina's got some buzz. They're looking around going, what about us?
Yeah. Well, that leads me to this question. Fill in the blank.
Okay.
The first SEC head coach from this year's Media Days to be fired will be
Zach Arnett.
Who?
No. No. You know what? What if I did go off the rails a little bit here and went Jimbo Fisher?
Again, according to the Texas, according to Olin Buchanan, he said they had the money together last year to run him out.
And I believe that.
And they fired Sumlin for going 8-5.
Now, desperation makes things happen. Let me pull up A&M's schedule and let's just take a look at that versus Florida's. Those are the two that are easy to answer, right? All right, Florida. See, Florida does go to Utah.
Yes,
now,
they do.
And A&M goes to Miami. So
they beat Utah last year.
They did beat Utah.
Now, granted, it was in the swamp. But
it was in the swamp, and it was a tough, and for whatever reason, this isn't pulling up. So, sort of. Oh, here we go. All right. So, if Florida, Utah, McNeese, Tennessee's at Florida, Charlotte, at Kentucky, Vandy, at South Kakalaki, Georgia, doesn't matter where they play, Arkansas at home, at LSU, Missouri, and Florida State at home. Okay.
Florida plays Arkansas?
Florida, that's their West. Okay, now let's look at A&M. And, their schedule, I think, is a little more daunting than that.
Yeah, they get Tennessee.
New Mexico, at Miami. Then Auburn to open up, that's week 4. At Arkansas, well, it's not really at Arkansas. It's going to be in
Dallas or Arlington.
Then they welcome in Bama. At Tennessee, South Carolina at home. At Ole Miss, Mississippi State at home, Abilene Christian at LSU. Mississippi State, Abilene Christian, and UL Monroe and New Mexico seem like surefire wins. The rest of them, I could make the case I could see them losing all those other ones.
Which
leads
you to believe you could half that. And
I think A&M's schedule's tougher than Florida's. Now, some people are saying Florida's got the toughest schedule in the country, but I think they're just factoring the fact that Florida does – first of all, Florida does have 2 tough non-conference with Utah and Florida State. Those are going to be tough. Utah – Boy, maybe Florida's is tougher now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I think I'd be a little more lenient towards Napier because he hadn't been there quite as long. And
yeah, you're really going to fire a guy for 2 years?
His recruiting has been going pretty well. Florida's got like the number 3 class according to some services right now.
That if they hold on. The problem is if you have a really crappy season, then those start getting pilfered. So who are you going with?
I'm going to go with Jimbo fishing an upset.
Okay.
Because I also feel like he's got that landmine of Bobby Petrino there.
Well,
it's like if he doesn't get fired, he's going to get stabbed in the back.
Yeah. Olin did make a good point, too. He said, Bobby Petrino, if it works really well, then, everybody's happy you're winning games. Of course, you're behind the scenes, who knows what's going on. But he said also, if it goes bad, Bobby Petrino's shown he'll leave in the middle of the year.
Yeah.
So, maybe that's a good thing.
He will leave a head job. He'll leave anything in the middle of any time.
Yeah. Fill in the blank. Blank will start Alabama's first game at quarterback, and blank will finish the season at quarterback, barring injury.
I'm going to say Jalen Milroe for both answers.
Okay.
I just feel like that's the safe pick. I've seen some reports today that people are like, I think even Greg McElroy said this is going to be between Buckner and Ty Simpson. I just feel like Milroe, who is probably the most turnover prone, is still the safest pick because if you just say, hey, we're not throwing the ball. We just won't throw it. Just everybody's running. Alabama's got a great running back room. Just run the ball a lot. And I personally enjoy the passing game. I've enjoyed, but now I do like smash mouth, make his ass quit kind of football. And maybe that's coming back around a little bit, but there's got to be a happy medium.
You would think?
I feel like Buckner and Simpson, what I saw in the spring game, scares me a little bit. I thought he'd be further along, and he's not. And, maybe he'll get better during the summer or whatever. But I've got to go by what I've seen so far, and so I'll go with Jalen Milroe.
If they announce Buckner as the starter, what's Luke Robinson thinking?
I'm thinking – look, I'm not thinking it's crazy. I would say it's, 33 and a third across the board. I'm giving Milroe those other 2/3 and saying the other two are sort of right behind him. So,
Okay.
it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't hurt my feelings.
Well, okay. Well, I'm not looking to hurt your feelings. I don't think Nikki is either. But all right, we're going to take another break. We'll come back, kind of wrap it up. One more. Fill in the blank, and it's a very special question.
It's a doozy.
It's a doozy. Be sure to come back for more right after this.
Talladega Outdoors in Talladega is your authorized Kawasaki sale and service center. Your home for Bad Boy mowers and Kimco scooters, four-wheelers, and side-by-sides. Rather for hunting, land management, or recreation, they have the ride for you. But they are also everything outdoor with full lines of accessories and is now your Ariat workwear and boot store, along with kayaks and outdoor accessories. Talladega Outdoor, Highway 21 in Talladega. Everything outdoor and Alabama's #1 Kawasaki dealer.
Life is a sequence of little successes. The story of my Southern Union success began the day I walked on campus, making new friends, mastering a new skill, reaching a personal goal, the encore performance, the first date, the internship, and now, soon, the dream job. That's the story of my Southern Union success. Register for classes and get ready to watch your Southern Union story come to life.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
They say we live in an age of big data, where computers and fancy algorithms are supposed to know you best. But at Country Financial, we know helping you own your future requires, well, something much bigger. Contact your local Country Financial representative and start planning for your future with a personal touch.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Now at Glenn Smith in Opelika, GMC Sierra double cabs discounted up to $8,000 off. GMC Terrains up to $5,750 off. And Buick Enclaves up to $7,000 off. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com. Plus, no payments for 120 days at Glenn Smith Buick GMC.
Over 250 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way to Glenn Smith and Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Only about 45 more minutes left in tonight's show. We were talking about some different things, filling in the blank here. One final one, Luke.
Better be good.
The last 4-team playoff will include.
Ooh, okay. It is
blank, 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 and blank.
Georgia, Bama, Ohio State. I think I may go a little out of bounds here and say USC.
False. No, okay.
That's not a bad Final Four,
No,
too.
I don't.
As long as you do
another Georgia Alabama meet in the title game. One loses and both go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's I'm picking USC, but like I don't have a ton of confidence in that. I mean, I'm picking them because I guess I could go Clemson.
Yeah. Go Florida State.
I might be tempted to go Florida State. But I'm going to stick with USC. Just Lincoln Riley does get to the playoffs. He just doesn't win when he gets there.
True.
And so that would be kind of fun if it were. I mean, what matchup would you like out of that? USC, Georgia, because they hadn't played in a while. You know, USC, Bama played in 16. Georgia, Ohio State from last year was awesome.
Yeah.
I could live with that. I think Ohio State's way up there, but I'm kind of hoping they don't get in because I just don't like Ohio State that much, and maybe Ryan Day can't win it. So what if we put Michigan instead of Ohio State?
Okay.
That's not crazy.
No, not at all.
Then I say you do Bama, Michigan, Georgia, USC. That's awesome.
Okay.
I dig it.
I could live with that. I'm going to say today, Georgia, Ohio State. I'm going to say USC. And I'm going to go with, really off the board, shaky limb, Penn State and Indy Lions. They win the Big Ten.
So how does Ohio State get in then?
Same thing.
The only thing they
don't
team
play.
lost
They
to
play
was-
each other right.
Yeah, and they're in the same division.
Yeah, I'm scratch Penn State. I'm not going on that limb. It broke. I'm gonna go with Clemson.
Okay.
I'll say they rise up. And you know, it's fine.
I'm sort of
yours sounds more entertaining.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. But if you got it, what's your Final Four? Who do you think will make the final 4-team playoff? This will be somewhat momentous. Luke, there are going to be some new changes in the rules. No longer will officials call roughing the kicker or running into the kicker if contact is made more than 5 yards where the kicker has originally stood. So apparently, last year I didn't I remember watching it now, but apparently Kentucky, Missouri, they snapped the ball over the punter's head, Kentucky. He ran back, got it, quick kicked it. They ran into him, like 30 yards backward. All Missouri had to do was field the punt, and they would have won the game. Instead, I think Kentucky got a first down. They went down, kicked a field goal, and won the game. Controversial.
Yes.
Same thing happened to Auburn last year. It had no effect on the outcome of the game. But they were playing one of those out-of-conference Midland teams. I can remember.
I remember that.
But they snapped the ball over his head, and we got a roughing the kicker. Not going to happen anymore. You okay with that?
Yeah.
You're not protecting the punter?
I mean, I'm okay with that. I mean, I think if you're the punter at that point, I think what they probably ought to teach is, well, you can't really throw a pass because it'd be intentional grounding.
But look, you move out of this bubble, you're like any other player.
I think that's very fair.
Okay, I'm okay with it.
Look, I saw a stat today. Punters actually make more in the NFL than running backs. Now, some of it makes sense because there are fewer punters or kickers, not punters, kickers. And there are fewer kickers and a kicker in the NFL is very, very valuable. Sure. A running back in the NFL, you usually have 3 of them on a team. Now, I mean, not all of them are Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey. So that makes a little bit of sense. But what I would say then if I'm a running back, like, wait a minute, you're telling me they make more than I do and they don't have to take hits? Nuh-uh. Y'all start taking some hits.
Yeah.
I think that's very fair.
Okay. Yeah, that's not going to work with kickers, though. I mean, none of them are going to move from that spot, I would think, unless it's a fake kick, and then you can hit them anyway. But all right, other rule changes.
Okay.
First and third quarters will no longer extend for an accepted penalty if the game clock expires during the down. So, no, we're going to play an untimed down.
Yeah.
They're just trying to speed things up.
I think that's – I heard the head of officiating talk about that today on the SEC network where, we've been talking about how they want to speed the game up. But really, he said, our goal is to cut it down by about 5 plays. That seems fair. When he says it like that, it's a little different. It makes a little bit more sense. I still don't like I don't like the NFL-ication of college football, but it makes a little bit of sense. And the whole untimed down thing, why not just do it, just start it on like if it happens in the third or happens in the first, you just start it in the next period.
I think that's what they're going to do.
No, that's what I'm saying. That seems kind of common sense.
Yeah,
like it still should be a part of the actual game and still
still get
towards
the
time.
penalty. Yeah,
Yeah.
Just why have an untimed down?
Agree.
Teams cannot call consecutive timeouts during the same dead ball period. No freezing the kicker double time.
I think that's awesome.
That's fine. Yeah.
I
I
one.
think that's kind of Bush League anyway.
It is. You get one, and that's it.
Yep. You can still freeze him one time.
Yeah.
But then let it be.
Let it go. It is what it is.
Yeah. All right. The clock, and of course, the clock will continue to run after first downs inbounds, except for under 2 minutes in each half. I don't like this one, but it is what it is.
I don't like it either, and I don't like it. I hate that we say, okay, the under 2 minutes means the last 2 minutes are more important. I don't like that. I mean, that's sort of like the whole how we used to do the NCAA tournament. They'd say, well, they were hot their last 10 games. Yeah, but their first 20, they stunk. So why do the last 10 count more?
Yeah.
I don't like that. I just wish let's not go crazy with this thing. We could have done some of these other rules and been okay. That last rule I don't like, but it's here. So
it is here,
and they're not going back.
No, this will have the biggest effect on time.
Agreed.
I would guess. Now again, I mean, we're talking about a matter of seconds, really, because the clock already started again, and it was all. I mean, by the time they spotted the ball, we're talking about. Okay, depending on, unless it was a 60-yard play or something, take that time for everybody to get downfield. But even then, they would spot the ball after a first down, and it would.
Let me say something else about that nobody was really ever talked about. I noticed this like right when Gus Malzahn was first doing all his stuff. That, he always wanted the officials to hurry up. It seems like the officials, when you're trying to get down the field, the officials speed up too and they put it down there. But if you're just sort of running the ball, they just sort of, it seems like they should be uniform. Like you, as an official, you hustle to every play, which seems like it'd be very difficult to do.
Have you seen some of the referees?
I understand, that's my point. But I don't think they should hurry up to spot the ball to help the offense at any point in the game. You either do that all game or you don't do it at all.
Yeah.
You don't change your speed for the benefit of one of the teams, and because that's what they do. And it seems like if you sort of just politely jog to spot the ball, I'm cool with that. Or if you haul ass to spot it, I'm fine with that.
Well, to your previous point, I wonder if this, when we are making an effort to shorten the game, that it will become more in vogue and become more beneficial to slow down and shorten the game. If you have a dominant running game, if you have a more powerful, offensive line, if that happens to be your forte, you might be in a more advantageous position. We'll see. All right, we got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Planting season is here, and the Potting Shed Garden Center is happy to give you professional landscaping advice when it comes to planting your shrubs and trees. Auburn's best kept secret will have it all this fall. Mums, pansies, pumpkins, and much more. All in an array of colors and sizes, along with beautiful pots and containers, indoor plants, and a great selection of other gardening gifts. It's all at the Potting Shed Garden Shop, where natural elements reign supreme. Located on the corner of Moore's Mill and Society Hill Road in Auburn.
Have you stopped by Lifesavers Mission Thrift Store lately? If you haven't, you should. You'll find great pieces for your favorite do-it-yourself project. Lightly used name brand clothing by Free People, North Face, Matilda Jane, Patagonia, and a whole lot more. And while you're there, don't miss the shoes, decorative pieces, classic and new books, and Auburn and Alabama gear that won't cost you a fortune. So stop and shop at Lifesavers Mission Thrift Store today for a unique thrift experience that won't break the budget. Lifesavers Mission Thrift, located on East University behind Zaxby's.
Lake Area Realty specializes in Lake Martin real estate. They can help simplify your next real estate purchase or sell, and have helped many home buyers and sellers through the area buy and sell real estate with precision. Lake Area Realty utilizes powerful marketing tools and knowledge of the lake to help you with your next move. Call your local hometown agency today, Lake Area Realty, at 256-825-4800. That's 256-825-4800. Lake Area Realty, helping you find your way home.
The 40th Annual World Deer Expo, presented by Prodigy Health Plus, July 21st through 23rd, BJCC, the world's largest hunting show. Discounted tickets at worlddeerexpo.com.
Looking to sell your car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than King Honda. As a local family-owned business, we're committed to providing you with the best service and value. Nobody pays you more for your vehicle than King Honda.
You've trusted us for generations. You can trust King Honda to give you top dollar for your vehicle, whether you buy from us or not. Trust in our time-tested tradition of excellence at King Honda.
Visit King Honda today and get top dollar for your vehicle. Located on the corner of Opelika Highway and 280.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Only about 30 more minutes left in tonight's show. Did you watch Wimbledon?
No.
Didn't watch it?
Well, I couldn't because I was on the road to Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And I swear, I tried to listen to tennis on the radio. It's as bad as you think tennis on the radio would be.
I could say that. But Wimbledon, I mean, obviously, Novak Djokovic falls to Alcaraz. I think, is that his name? So,
yes.
I think that was his second.
And he's the
Grand
world
Slam.
number one.
He's kind of the new guy. So.
It's his second. He's 20 years old. Good for him. I mean,
yeah, it was a very, very competitive 5-set match.
Shoot, I would love for somebody else in tennis to step up.
Yeah, be nice. Greg Sankey opened kind of media days with his normal talk. Basically said, yeah, we all agree that there's kind of a problem with NIL, but the government's the only thing that can fix it. And my thought to that is, yeah, the government gets involved, everything always gets better.
Yeah. The government gets involved, and there will be some great bill, and there'll be 6 people wanting to put a rider to that bill. It's keep the government away from as much as we can and keep them out of football altogether. Look, I mean, it's just the new way it is. I mean, we had a governing body in the NCAA that threw its hands up and quit, essentially. So, yeah, we're left with a big stinking mess, but it's still football. It's not the prettiest thing. I mean, the recruiting is harder and harder and harder to follow now. And I love some recruiting, but it's harder and harder and harder to follow because anybody can come in at the last second and offer some great deal, and it's impossible to turn it down. And good for the kids, I guess, and good for their families. But it doesn't feel right, Andy.
Well, I mean, if you want it to be pay for play, then you call them employees and let's just go ahead and go do the whole thing. Or either if we're going to just kind of halfway and then wink and say no, they're not employees, and everybody agrees they're not employees, and no, it's illegal to pay for play, but you can go to the highest bidder as long as you put it under the guise of NIL. That's what we're doing right now. And that's what I have. I got no problem with you cashing in on your name, image, and likeness. But we've all said and we all understand, I believe, that it's wrong and it's not a healthy model moving forward to have a bidding war on high school recruits.
It's unsustainable.
Well, maybe that's what it needs to do. It needs to go and just bust. And then, somebody come along that's smarter than me and pick up the pieces and put them back together in a coherent way.
The problem is it'll never go back to what we knew.
Oh, no.
You can't do that now.
Gone.
All right. So what I'm afraid is there will be some kind of, their employees. Then there's unionization. Then there's, the ability to strike. Then there's, instead of kicking somebody off team, you've got to get – you got to deal with their union rep.
Fine.
You got to. I mean, and then it's like really is it? Alabama now has.
How is it even
Auburn,
associated with Alabama?
Alabama and Auburn have become, the Ravens and the Browns. I mean, is this?
Then you got to separate it from the college, really.
Exactly.
And I don't know how you do.
Then see, we know a lot of people who are like Dallas Cowboy fans. But they have no association with Dallas. They just like the star and whatever. Like most Alabama fans or most Auburn fans have some kind of association. They're from Alabama. Their father went to Alabama. Whatever.
They bought a T-shirt.
They bought whatever. But I'm saying, like in terms of the NFL, most of my friends who have an NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball team. Yeah, of course, around here everybody's mostly a Braves fan, but. You'll talk to somebody who's like, well, I'm a Celtics fan. Like, why? Well, I just loved them when I was growing up. I just watched them. You ever been to Boston? Nah.
No.
I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Bulls fan because of Jordan. And that's it. So what I'm saying is like the professional teams just sort of pull people for different reasons. It's not necessarily because they love Chicago, the city, or because they love San Francisco, the city, or they have a tie there. But when it's college, it does feel like you have some kind of association with the entity.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're getting away from that. And that's sort of the whole thing about college football is the passion and the tie-in. You know, like you love to go to Tuscaloosa, you love to visit the frat house, you love to go to Auburn, you love to go to Toomer's Corner, you love to go to LSU and, you know, see there's some beautiful architecture on their Greek houses. You go to Athens, it's just an awesome music college town. I mean, all these things, and we're going to separate that if we start getting into all this. Like the kids will have no tie into the university.
Well, that's there again. I think is the dividing line that somehow needs to happen, whether it's realistic or unrealistic or not. To say there needs to be apparently this is going to have to break off into some sort of entity of its own, and to say, okay, do you want to go and be a college student, or do you want to go and make as much money as you want to make in this minor league, sister league to the NFL, whatever it is, because you cannot, I mean, and still allow college students to, you know, if they become a star here, they can, or everybody really loves them, want to buy their jersey, yeah, they get a cut of the jersey sales or whatever that may be. But I don't know how these two things coexist. What you're talking about with the old, you know, the association with the college and the being a college student and essentially just being a professional football player.
You know, it's already kind of funny. I got a list for, you know, the Locked On Network is pretty vast now and has like all these different schools. And so we got an email saying, you know, for these certain schools, here are some guys that are available to be on your show, and here's what it costs to have them on your show, like their NIL deals. And I won't say any names, but there was a guy from Auburn there who you wouldn't believe is available, but I think he was $250 for like one small, quick interview. And then, you know, a couple guys from Alabama, and they were $300 and something. And then that was the most. But, I mean, there was all small dollars, but I'm saying it just felt weird. You know, I was like, I don't know that I want to do that. I mean, I don't mind helping them. I'm just saying it just seems weird.
Yeah.
Like it used to be you come on a show and it helps your brand because you're on the show, you know. Now you got to pay them. I mean.
Did you take a shower after?
No, we just didn't do it. And shoot, I'll be honest with you. I would be more apt to do the non-Alabama guys even as an Alabama show because one thing that Jimmy and I have always said is, you know, when we do the AHSAA stuff, we got to be super careful. You know, you just got to be. I mean, because you can't show any favoritism. You can't say anything wrong. Can't, you know, mention anything about gambling or drinking or, you know, can't be sponsored by a bar. We got to be careful. And I get that. But that also means sometimes you can't be honest. You know, if you see somebody that's not, you know, makes a bad play. I remember it. I mean, I can talk about it now because it's a long time ago. But I remember DeMarcus Cousins just sitting down after he fouled out, really, really upset at the game. And I remember thinking, somebody needs to tell him this isn't a good way to act, but we couldn't even talk about it, you know. And I get that. But it would be the same way if I had an Alabama player on my Alabama show. Instead of asking anything like, so tell me about, you know, who's, you know, to give me something real. They're going to be super guarded, and I got to be super guarded, you know. So I've always thought it's best not to have folks like that. Yeah. Because if you have a player, you really aren't going to get any news. You know, you're not going to get anything juicy out of it. You're going to get regular run-of-the-mill answers. But if you have an insider, you know, somebody who writes for, they might say, yeah, this guy's not practicing very well, and I bet you he doesn't play much this year. But a teammate's not going to tell you that, you know. So, but anyway, why were we talking about this?
I don't recall. How about I tell you what, we'll just take a break, and we'll come back, and we'll figure out what we were talking about. More to come right after this.
At CNT Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Have you met your local Farmers Insurance agent, Patrick Holina? He proudly serves Tallapoosa County and Alexander City families and businesses and is ready to review your existing policies or provide a no-obligation quote today. Call the Holina Agency at 256-234-0037 or stop in today at 704 Commerce Drive to get smarter about your insurance. Again, that's the Holina Agency, 256-234-0037.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
The food at Oscar's Cafe makes your mouth water. At Oscar's, enjoy great tasting catfish, or maybe you're just in the mood for one of Oscar's fresh salads. Even kids know the place for a fine meal is Oscar's with a great kids menu. Oscar's also has great tasting burgers full of backyard flavor. So come on out to Oscar's Cafe for great food and homegrown hospitality. We're located on Highway 49 South in Dadeville, just before the Blue Creek Bridge. And remember, it's all fun and games till there's only one cheese ball left.
Life is a sequence of little successes. The story of my Southern Union success began the day I walked on campus, making new friends, mastering a new skill, reaching a personal goal, the encore performance, the first date, the internship, and now, soon, the dream job. That's the story of my Southern Union success. Register for classes and get ready to watch your Southern Union story come to life.
Let Riverbank and Trust open doors for you. Whether you're purchasing land, a lot by the lake, or building or buying a home, begin with Tallapoosa County's loan experts. They'll guide you through the entire process, providing local decision-making, prompt responses, and the best real estate loan solutions for your unique needs. And in most cases, Riverbank and Trust can close your loan in 30 days or less, and they'll walk by your side every step of the way. It's all just part of the Riverbank and Trust difference. We invite you to experience it for yourself.
Lake Area Realty specializes in Lake Martin real estate. They can help simplify your next real estate purchase or sell and have helped many home buyers and sellers through the area buy and sell real estate with precision. Lake Area Realty utilizes powerful marketing tools and knowledge of the lake to help you with your next move. Call your local hometown agency today, Lake Area Realty, at 256-825-4800. That's 256-825-4800. Lake Area Realty, helping you find your way home.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, everyone.
That's an image I gave you, right?
Appreciate that. I'll carry that with me. Welcome back to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Only a couple more segments left in tonight's show. We always like to do a little something fun to kind of close things out. How about a little Would You Rather?
All right, how about it?
Would you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future or 100 years into the future?
Oh, 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think that would.
I mean, first of all, 100 years, I'm not going to be
It's not going to benefit you. Now, you could benefit your kids.
In 10 minutes, I'd be the world's best poker player.
There you go.
And also live gambler.
Yeah. So,
because you know that's the new thing is you bet on live in game, and you can bet on like do they throw a pass, do they complete a pass, do they?
Could you get a lottery ticket, $1 billion lottery ticket, with the numbers in the future in 10 minutes? Could you register it that quick?
I don't know if 10 minutes would be enough.
Yeah.
But I could find out.
I would find
in
out.
10 minutes, I could find out who got the ticket and then steal it from them.
Yeah. Boy, now you're really getting it.
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather have telekinesis or telepathy? Ability to move objects or ability to
Thank you,
read minds? I'm
Professor
talking
X.
to the people.
I know. I'm going to say telepathy.
Okay.
I'd rather be able to read minds. Again, world's best poker player.
Well, okay. Interesting. I think it'd be pretty cool to move things with your mind.
It would be pretty cool, but that's
you could really, really screw with people.
Oh, you could screw. Boy, I'd be like on what's that prankster show? What's that show?
There are many.
No, but the one with the four guys who are always.
I have no clue.
I can't. Impractical Jokers.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay. Would you rather be thrown into a pool full of ketchup or a pool full of maple syrup?
Maple syrup.
Why?
Because I feel like the ketchup would be so disgusting.
It would burn probably too.
Yeah.
I almost went with Tabasco, and that wouldn't.
Of course you wouldn't do that. That hurt. I do remember thinking. You were talking about how far
You think covered in ketchup would be worse than covered in syrup?
Yeah.
Really?
There's a sexiness to being covered in syrup.
Not head to
Nobody's
toe.
ever taken ketchup.
Not to a swim in it.
Well, I do. Listen, I'll tell you how far school lunches have come. This is God's honest truth. When I was here, back in the day, God knows it's been a long time, obviously. But I remember, when you used to have to buy your school lunch or whatever, and I think it was like 75 cents.
I think you still have to buy your school lunch.
No, yeah, you do. But 75 cents got all, but I remember they had French fries every day.
Sure.
Not like every day. 75 cents got you a large French fry. Got you a large French fry, and that's all I wanted because I hated everything else I had.
That's all you ate was French
I would eat a large single French fries. I'd get this. They had the squirt ketchup things, and I'd get a boatload of those little salt packets. And I mean, it couldn't have been any more unhealthy. But I remember even now being that young and thinking, man, I wish I just had like a vat of ketchup and like all these French fries, and I could just eat them all day and not even go to school anymore. That's awful. That's another reason.
I don't eat ketchup on French fries.
Well, you know what I like now? The funkier sauces. I like, like honey mustard or something a little off the wall.
Give me gravy. That's gravy fries. Man, that's outstanding.
That's poutine, isn't it? Like the French thing, right? Where you do cheese and gravy.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm all right with it.
Yeah.
Rectangle.
Maybe a Canadian.
Rectangle
French Canadian.
pizza. Put the fries.
I hated.
They were the greatest.
But see, back then I didn't even eat pizza at all.
Rectangle pizza.
Didn't eat none of
at
that.
least 4 out of 5 days, and then one day maybe I eat a burrito. But rectangle pizza. Take the fries, put them on the pizza, fold it over, and make a sandwich out of it. Put the salt packet in it, and then finish it off with a Mickey Mouse ice cream bar.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point. No, but I didn't have none of that. I just had a large fry. And I remember, I just dug into that mother every day. I was a really chunky kid, by the way. But go ahead.
All right. Would you rather work outside in 90-degree heat or outside in 0-degree cold?
Now, see, I have worked in our shop and when it's really hot. It can get hot. But I hate being hot now. I loathe it. I hate our weather right now. Again, just drove to Pittsburgh. It was awesome. I mean, there's no humidity. It was like 82. I'm talking about the sun beating down on you, and it's only 82. And there's a breeze.
Yep.
But, man, 0, come on. I mean, why is it 90 to 0? It should be 100 to 0.
Why?
90 makes
it hardly ever gets to 100.
No, here?
Well,
it's 100 all the dead
No,
time.
it is not.
Heat index.
It feels like 100. No, it's not 100. Shut up.
All right, I'm going to go.
Is that how you feel about the heat? I feel about the cold. Give me 90 every day.
Yeah, I think I got to go 90. If it was 100, I think I could go the other direction. But, I don't think my lips could take it. I mean, I'd get so chapped. At 0?
Yeah, that'd be rough.
Zero's tough. Zero's a hard number.
Well, last winter.
Why don't you say 32?
It got to 12. Or got to 5.
Why don't you say 32? 32 is a fair number. 32 versus 90.
It wouldn't be that much of a difficult decision.
Who would you go with?
If it was 32, 90.
Oh, I'm going 32.
If it was 40, I'd go 90.
Oh, you're out of your mind.
No.
40's fine.
I loathe the cold.
Oh, dude.
I hate it.
All right.
All right. Would you rather, quickly, we got a couple more here. Would you rather never, I know the answer to this. Would you rather never be able to go out during the day or never be able to go out at night?
Oh, never go out at night. I don't want to go out at night now.
Yeah, he doesn't go out.
I'm mad about driving to my parents' house after this.
I knew that. Would you rather be an extra in an Oscar-winning movie or the lead in a box office bomb?
Oh, the lead in a box office bomb.
Okay.
Well, because, I mean, you've always got that.
Yeah, sure.
Like an extra Emmy, but you don't get it.
You got paid probably more.
You don't get an Oscar.
No. Well, I mean, you may get a plaque or something.
Kramer tried to keep his Tony.
Yeah,
They didn't let him.
he did keep it.
Oh, he did, because he had to tell Raquel Welch not to move her arms.
That's right, and he kept it in the strong box.
That's right.
Would you? I don't know. I don't really know I don't know about this one. Would you rather?
You wrote it.
Would you rather vomit on your hero or have your hero vomit on you? I did not write this
I'm
one.
vomiting on my hero all day.
Yeah, I don't want anybody vomiting on me. That's you gonna see.
Have you ever been vomited on?
You're gonna see a stand by
By
me
a non-baby?
You're gonna be a stand by me situation if somebody vomits on me.
Like, one of my kids has vomited on me before, and like the thought even came into my head, do I help her first or do I get this off of me first? Like, every other parent's instinct is, I got to help my child. Mine was, get this off of me. And it was some of those Takis. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
There's like, it's like a thing all the kids love now. They're Takis, and they are very colorful.
Oh.
Wow. They're even more colorful when they've been marinating in bile.
I remember somebody threw up on the bus one time. It was about a 90-degree day. And
see, if it was zero.
That smell, man, it started climbing up, and I mean, I was just sitting there going, my mouth, oh boy. I knew it was coming.
It's hard, like when somebody else yawns, you got to yawn.
And that wasn't even on me.
When somebody else vomits, it makes you want to vomit.
Yeah, it does. It's true. All right, we got to take a break and let you pontificate on that vomit discussion. But we'll be back with one final segment right after this.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
So, you finally got the boat, ATV, or side-by-side of your dreams, huh? Then make it yours with marine-grade audio that'll provide crisp, high-quality sound that's loud enough to be heard, whether you're cruising on the lake or hitting a mud hole. Come see Steve at the Car Stereo Shop in Auburn, so you'll be ready to crank up the volume. Whoa, but wait, you don't have to pull out of the water and trailer it to Auburn. The Car Stereo Shop can handle all of your work at any one of the Lake Martin marinas.
SCAG, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that SCAG means productivity and reliability. Every SCAG mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. SCAG.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
At Russell Medical, we're proud of our exceptional nurses, like Nurse Brandy Worthy. Brandy represents the selfless, compassionate clinical leader patients expect and coworkers admire. Brandy was recently honored with the Nightingale Award for Nursing Excellence for her high standards, sound judgment, and caring manner. Her passion for her profession inspires us all.
Being a nurse is not just what you do, it's who you are. I'm proud to be a part of the nursing team at Russell Medical. We are the link between all hospital services, providing you with exceptional, personalized care.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
Talladega Outdoors in Talladega is your authorized Kawasaki sale and service center. Your home for Bad Boy mowers and Kimco scooters, four-wheelers, and side-by-sides. Rather for hunting, land management, or recreation, they have the ride for you. But they are also everything outdoor with full lines of accessories and is now your area workwear and boot store, along with kayaks and outdoor accessories. Talladega Outdoor, Highway 21 in Talladega. Everything outdoor and Alabama's #1 Kawasaki dealer.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of Sports Blitz Live on this Tuesday evening. Closing things out with a little Would You Rather. Luke, would you rather lounge by the pool or on the beach?
Boy, I'm going to tell you, I love going to the beach, okay? But getting to the beach now is getting to be a problem. Because I got a 6-year-old, and I usually have a 13-year-old and sometimes a 16-year-old. Now, my 19-year-old, he's doing his own thing. But you got to bring so much junk down there. And there's nothing I hate more than a cooler with a bunch of stuff that wasn't eaten that you thought people would eat that I don't eat. Like my wife will bring sandwiches or something and like nobody eats them. Yeah. And then the ice is all melted and they're all soggy and awful looking and I got to touch them. I don't want any of that. So I'm going to say pool.
Okay. Would you rather find a rat in your kitchen or a roach in your bed?
Holy cow. That
both living.
Roach in my bed because I can wash sheets. I can wash the sheets.
I know.
I can't wash my kitchen.
All right, here's one for Jolie Dunn. Would you rather wear the same socks for a month or the same underwear for a week?
I feel like way back when I've probably done the underwear for a week thing. As long as it's not in that 90-degree heat that you were talking about.
Yeah, that would be bad.
I'm going to have to go underwear for a week. Socks for a month. That's a long time.
That's a long time.
That's going to ruin whatever shoes
they may start walking themselves. Yeah.
You know how, look, you can have your new shoes for a while, and every now and again you can just slip them on with no socks to like go to the mailbox or whatever. But your shoes hit a shelf life of, it's probably like between 3 to 7 weeks. And then you put your bare feet in there just one time just to go to the mailbox and back. And they're funkified forever. That's why I said Jolie Dunn's closet must have been just god-awful.
All right, finally, would you rather always have BO and not know it, or always smell BO on everybody else?
Always smell BO on everybody else. I can't stand and it's, it used to happen when you first start wearing deodorant, when you're 40, but, way back when. And I remember there'd be a day or two I'd go to school and be like, oh my God, I forgot. And I would stink so bad. And I'd be like, I hate this. I don't want to be around anybody. I don't want to be around myself. And so I don't want to do that to other people. I'd rather be able to tell them they're stinky. My old history teacher at Indian Springs used to say that body odor is a natural aphrodisiac, and I was like, you are not correct, sir.
Well, see what it draws in.
Yeah, I know.
And then talk to me, yeah. That's going to wrap it up for us tonight. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. He's Luke. I'm Andy. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.
Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community. Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.